Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Please ensure to like, share, and subscribe. And also click the bell notification in the top right-hand corner to be made aware anytime I upload tutorials or videos to YouTube. All right, let's craft together. Hey guys, today I am going to be showing you how to do a fabric transfer onto a t-shirt using a light color. Okay, so I'm going to be placing this image onto a white t-shirt, and I'm going to be using Pen and Gear Pen and Gear fabric transfer, the light color. So if you have questions or want to know how to do a dark t-shirt transfer, then if you go to my playlist, you will find a complete tutorial on dark t-shirt transfer and how to do that process. So today we're going to be focused solely on a light color transfer. So this image I got off of Pixabay. So if you go to Pixabay, if you're interested in this image, you can get it from Pixabay. So what I'm going to do is, I always talk about personalizing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be placing a name. So I'm just going to go to the menu and choose Insert and do a text box. And then I'm just going to left click and drag. And I'm going to bring that down and I'm going to place the name Robert here. And actually, since this is like a guy penguin, I'm going to put a girl's name. So I'm going to put Candace. All right. And I'm going to bring that out a little bit. All right. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put Candace, I love you. And then I am going to go ahead and select it all. And I'm going to go back to the menu and select Home. And I'm going to come down here and I'm going to center this. And then I'm going to go back to the menu and select Home. And this time I'm going to change the font. So let's see what I want to use. I think I am going to go with Angelica Rose. Angelica Rose Thin. And I'm just going to increase the font size here to a 32. I'm going to open this up so that it all fits. Like that. And then I'm going to highlight it all, go back to Home, and I'm going to put it on bold. All right. So once I get all that in, I'm going to highlight everything. I'm going to right click and group. And that way it's all one piece. Okay. So now we have Candace, I love you. And we're going to go ahead and copy. And I'm just going to drop down to this next empty slide. And I'm going to now go over to the format background. And I'm going to say picture or texture fill. I'm going to select clipboard. And it places my penguin inside because I want to use up as much space of my 8.5 by 11 as possible. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, under the format background, I'm going to come down to the offset and I'm going to click on that up arrow to bring my penguin in. And I'm going to get him right on the money about there. And I'm going to do the offset right, click on the up arrow, bring him in on the right side about there. And I'm kind of thinking I might need to bring him down a little bit on the top and just a tad on the bottom. There we go. So that way I get the full use of the sheet, okay? Now, when you're doing light color t-shirt transfers, you have to mirror your image, okay? You have to mirror with light color t-shirt transfer. So what I'm going to do is I am going to actually take a snapshot just by clicking print screen, the print screen key on my keyboard. And that's going to allow me to take a picture of what I have here. So I'm just going to take a picture of the entire thing, just like that. And then I'm going to drop down to this empty slide here, and I'm going to right click and paste. Now, the reason I did that is because I want to be able to select picture format here from the menu, and I'm going to rotate it, and I'm going to flip it horizontal. And that way it's in the reverse, okay? So once and I'll show you here, I can't flip this because this is actually an image. This is actually the background. I've placed this image as my background, okay? And so what I did is just took a snapshot of this by doing the print screen key on my keyboard and then come down to the next slide and paste it in. So now I can print this out in the reverse. So this will now give me the option to do picture format, okay? Anytime you do a light t-shirt transfer, light fabric transfer, you must mirror, okay? I can't stress that enough. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to put this in my printer. So I'm going to bring it up where you can see me from this point and we can complete the process. All right, guys, so I am going to be doing my fabric transfer on Pen and Gear. This is for light t-shirt transfers. And one of the things you're going to notice about your light is that you're going to have two little red lines. You see the red lines here going down the back of the paper? That's an indication that this is for light fabric transfers, okay? That's an indication this is for light fabric transfers. If you have blue lines going down the back in your Pen and Gear, then that's an indication that it is for dark colors, okay? Dark color shirts. But this is for light. So when I place this in my inkjet printer, I'm going to place it with the lines facing upward, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and place these in. And then I'm going to go back to PowerPoint and have it to print just that slide. So I am going to click on File, Print, and I want it on the current slide. Make sure I got it on my inkjet printer, and I do. Make sure I select best. I always like to work with the best print quality, and it is, and I'm just going to hit print. All right, so we're going to give that a chance to print out here. It's probably going to, my printer's probably going to go through a couple of changes. I'll be surprised if it doesn't. Oh man, it didn't. So this is the Pen and Gear fabric transfer. I walk you guys in a tutorial on my playlist. I walk you through Pen and Gear and the difference between dark and blue, when to mirror, when not to mirror. So if you want to get the whole scoop on Pen and Gear, then there is a playlist on my channel for that, for you to do so. But the fabric transfer that I used the other day came from the actual vinyl shop. It was not Pen and Gear. Okay. So the key thing, dark fabric transfers do not mirror. Light fabric transfers mirror. Okay. So one of the things that I would highly recommend, guys, especially when you're new and you're trying to learn all this stuff, because it's a lot, trust me, I know. I feel bad sometimes for new users because I know all the stuff I had to go through. But what I would suggest is in your craft area is to just put up, get you like a nice, board or sheet of paper or card stock or something, and, really neatly put those details down. So, fabric transfer, light, reverse, okay? Fabric transfer, dark, don't reverse. So you'll have something to look at quickly so that you'll know, what to do and what not to do when you're working with all these different projects, because like I said, it can be a lot. It's almost done here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be ironing this onto a white t-shirt, and I'm going to press it at 360 for 30 seconds like I did with my dark. And we're going to see how it goes. All right, so here is our image. Okay, so with light colors, guys, the reason that you mirror this is because you're going to lay it face down. It's going to be laying face down on your shirt. There's nothing to peel off. Like on the dark, we peeled off the backing. There's nothing to peel off on the light fabric transfers. We're going to lay this face down on our shirt, just like this. We're going to lay it face down on the shirt. I normally come about 3 fingers down. So 3 fingers down, and that's where I'll start. And then we're going to put our silicone sheet. Now, some people will ask, I have to be careful because this is still wet, but some people ask, what is a silicone sheet? Your silicone sheets will come inside of your pen and gear. So let me see if I got an extra one in here. I may have already taken them out. But it will come inside of your pen and gear, and you'll know what it is because it's not going to have any markings on it. It's just going to be a real thin sheet of paper. A real thin sheet of paper. I don't think I have one in here. I think I've taken them both out. Let's see. This is your silicone sheet, okay? Silicone sheet. It doesn't have any markings on it. It's very thin. Don't take these and just think that they're package fillers. They're not. They're your silicone sheets. Your pen and gear. This is 15 sheets. It's going to come with 2 of these. One for your one for your dark fabric transfers and one for your light. Okay, so do not trash these. If you trash them, guys, you can always use a piece of paper on top, but you don't want to iron directly on top of your fabric transfer without something. Okay. So we're going to take this and thought I had my good scissors over here because I hate these. I always say I'm going to trash them and then I never do. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around the edges a bit here to kind of clean it up some. But it's going to be on a white shirt, so it's not going to be so obvious, guys. And plus, it's just a shirt to go through this tutorial. Because a lot of my older tutorials, I didn't have the ability to do the screen capture where you could get the screen capture and then turn around and see me as well. And now that I do, I'm going back doing a lot of the tutorials that I've done before, but they were in pieces where either you would see me or the screen capture. But now we got a full video, thank God. It keeps on blessing me that we now have a complete process that we can do it all in one video so that I can give you everything complete. All right. So just cleaning this up a bit. And like I said, it's going on a white t-shirt, so I'm not that concerned about it. If it was going on you know, something a little, some other color other than white, I would get really down to the wire with this. But there we have it. We got our little penguin here. And I'm going to pause here for a minute and I'm going to get us set up where my heat press is. And we'll go ahead and knock this baby out. We're going to be pressing it at 360 for 30 seconds. All right. Now I do want to say, utilize the settings that come with your heat press, easy press, whatever you use to press, use the settings that are recommended by whatever method heating you're using. I'm using a heat press. I got my heat press from Heat Press Nation. I've had it for, I want to say about 3 years now. I didn't start using it until last year because I was so hooked on my iron and my ironing board with my piece of wood. You guys go back and look at my old videos. You'll see what I'm talking about when I do a t-shirt transfer. But I'm trying to do better with using my heat press since I paid for it. But it's a smaller heat press, so it's perfect for little stuff like this. Okay, but I wouldn't recommend the size I have. I think it's like 9 by 12 or something like that. It's a smaller one. You'll see here in a minute. But I wouldn't recommend it as a, you know, for someone that wants to do sublimation, because sublimation, you want to be able to grow, and you will have to continue to get bigger heat presses if you started out with a 9 by 12. Just a little tidbit for you. All right, so I'm going to pause it here, and then I'm going to bring you in with the heat press. All right. All right, guys. So here we are at my heat press. I'm going to lower this so you can see what we got going on here. So this is our penguin. You're going to place it face down, and you want to make sure it's centered. Remember, I have a small heat press, so I like to get everything laid on here fairly centered. And I always come down again about 3 fingers from the neck. So I make sure I have my 3 fingers in there from the neck. And come over just a little bit. And I'm going to use this sheet of butcher paper so you can see that you can use other things besides just the silicone. This is just a sheet of butcher paper that I've used. I'm going to place that on top. And again, I'm going to go 360 for 30 seconds. And I like to test the white because sometimes, and especially with this black, you want to make sure that the transfer comes all the way through. So I'll kind of peel it up a little bit to make sure everything looks good. And if not, then I'll press it a little bit longer. But we're going to start out at 360 for 30 seconds. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and bring her around. And we're going to go ahead and let her down. And we're going to get started here. I have to put that arm pressure in there, that power. All right. And like I said, we'll test it to make sure that 360, and this is medium pressure for 30 seconds. We'll make sure that it was enough time. All right, so we're going to see what we got. Yep, looks good. All right. So let me do the reveal with you. And there you have it. Ironed on nice and perfectly. And what I like to do is I always feel just to make sure nothing, because sometimes your heat press may not have even pressure or even heating, shall I say, all the way around. And so it's always good to just make sure you kind of hit it one more time. So I just put the sheet on it and I kind of go down one time. I count like 5 seconds just to make sure that it's good and pressed with no with no issues, just like that. So now we have, there we go. So now we have our penguin on our white t-shirt, and nice and centered. Everything looks good. You can see the colors came out perfectly. You can't really see where we had the white line around there. So that's why I like to trim off as much as possible. And yeah, that's it. That is how you do a light fabric transfer. Since we have the dark out there, now I have the light out there for you as well. So I would also do the same thing, guys, with washing. Make sure you have them to turn it inside, turn the outside in. I always say it wrong, but turn it on the wrong side. Let's just put it like that. Turn it on the wrong side when you wash it. I like to let mine air dry, but you can put them in the dryer. You always want to tell your person that you're either gifting this to or selling this to that it is good for up to 30 washes, about 20 to 30 washes, anywhere in there. I would say 20 to 30 to be on the safe side. That way, if it falls short of 30, but more than 20, you're good, because you know you got people that will complain. So yeah, I want to make sure I told you everything. Light color transfers, you're going to mirror. And we did this at 360 for 60 seconds. And then I placed the butcher paper back on top. I pressed it again at medium pressure for about 5 seconds, just to make sure that everything is nice and adhered with nothing sticking up. Okay, so you guys can see that it's nice and tight on our t-shirt with no issues. Always come down about 3 fingers, which is what I do, 3 fingers from the neck area. And I've not had any problems with it. And that's it. Designed in Microsoft PowerPoint. And guys, if you have any questions about how to design in Microsoft PowerPoint, if there's something you want to know that I haven't shown you, then please feel free to ask me, because I'm here to help you as much as I can. I like to give people other ways to design besides Cricut Design Space, because we know that Cricut Design Space can sometimes go down. So I'm trying to give you another option if you have access to Microsoft PowerPoint, then how you can use Microsoft PowerPoint. And it's always good to have that flexibility. It is always good to have that flexibility to be able to design in more than one place. Okay. So yeah, that is it. And again, the image, this penguin I got off of Pixabay. And hopefully the instructions were clear. You were able to hear me just perfectly, and all is well in the crafting world. All right. So that's it, guys. That is your light fabric transfer. We've now covered light and dark fabric transfers. Again, if you want to see the dark fabric transfer all the way through, then there is a tutorial in my playlist called Dark Fabric Transfers. And now you have your light fabric transfers. For those of you that are currently subscribed to my Facebook group, I want to thank you guys so much for subscribing to my Facebook group, Candoris's Cricut and Creative Crafters. And if this is the first time you're seeing one of my tutorials and you like my method of teaching, then please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And please, guys, tell your friends about my channel. I'm trying everything I can to get my name out there as far as helping new users, especially with utilizing their different crafting tools that they're purchasing. We don't want anyone to have Cricuts or Cameos, you know, in their boxes for days or months or weeks or years or what have you. We want you to go ahead and pop them out, and let's get to crafting. Okay. My heat press again is a 9x12. I got it from Heat Press Nation. I've had it for about 3 years, but I didn't start using it really until last year. I think I used it one time when I first got it, and then I started using my iron. I do want to tell you guys a really great iron to get is this little baby. If you're on a budget right now and you don't have the funds to purchase a heat press, go to Walmart. You may even find it at Target, I'm not sure. But get this little iron. You know, it was like $12, $13, I think, at Walmart. Um, and use your ironing board, but go to like Lowe's or Home Depot, somewhere where you can purchase a piece of wood to lay on top of your ironing board. You never iron directly on top of the ironing board. You have to put a piece of wood on top of the ironing board and then place like a pillowcase or something on top of the wood and then lay your garment down. Okay, then lay your garment down and then put your fabric transfer on. Put your silicone sheet, butcher paper, copy paper, whatever you're going to use, put that on top, and then iron your fabric transfer on. So you can iron on top of an iron board, but you must use a piece of wood. That's the key. If you are just trying to use the ironing board and iron by itself, is never going to work. Never going to work. You'll be ironing and ironing and ironing and ironing, and you'll think it's Pen and Gear or the fabric transfer brand that you're using, Avery, what have you, and it's not. It's because you cannot, I cannot stress myself, you cannot successfully utilize an ironing board alone. You must have that piece of wood because that heat and that wood helps the adherence process for your fabric transfers and your vinyl as well. But if you're interested in doing sublimation, this is not going to work. Okay, this won't work with sublimation. But that's it, guys. I just wanted to come on and tell you guys that I want to try to get as much out there as I can to help you guys with your crafting. We got Valentine's Day coming up. That's why I keep doing images for Valentine's and showing you how you can put little names or words or whatever on there. Again, you can see on this one, I put Candace, I love you on there because people like personalized gifts. All right. I think that's it, guys. 360, 30 seconds, medium pressure, and then I remove the transfer paper and I put the butcher paper back on top, and then I just hit it for 5 seconds and peeled it off because I want to make sure that it's good and stuck on there. Okay. But again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and I will answer any questions that you have in reference to Microsoft PowerPoint, Cricut Design Space, fabric transfers in regards to this tutorial. Or if there's another question you have about crafting that you want to ask, please feel free. One thing I do want to note, guys, is that sometimes I get questions about some of my tutorials. And the disadvantage for both of us is that I can't see your screen and you can't see mine. Okay, so if you're asking me about a question on something that I've done that I don't have the visual for, or I can't see what you're doing on your screen, I ask a lot of questions, and sometimes I'll ask people to send me a screenshot to my email. I'm not a scammer. I'm not trying to steal your graphics, your images. I mean, trust me, I have more than enough images. Okay. But I'm just trying to get a visual so I can help you as quickly and efficiently as possible, okay, so that you can continue crafting. But it is hard when you ask a question and I can't see what you're doing, okay, because I can look at a screen and right off the bat say, that's your issue. But if I can't see your screen, then I can't do that. So, you know, I get a lot of people that'll do the thumbs down on the tutorial, you know, because it's something I said didn't work for them, you know. And again, I know the information I give you works, but if you have one thing off from what I've said, that could be the issue, you know, but I don't know because the disadvantage again is that I can't see your screen. Okay. But if you reach out to me, guys, and you send me the information so I can look at your screen, or if you're willing to do a Zoom call or come to my group and I open up a room so I can help you, I'm always willing to do that. The only time I'm not available is if I'm truly busy with my own personal business. But outside of work and my own personal business, I will jump in my Facebook group and open up a room to help you. You can ask others. I've done it before. And I don't charge anything to help you. So don't think it's about money because God blesses me so that I can bless you. Okay? And that's it. All right. So thank you guys so much. Again, thank you for my Facebook group members, Ken Dorsey's Cricut and Creative Crafters. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel, for liking my tutorials. Please, 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 if you benefit from my tutorials, please give me the thumbs up. us creators, we really appreciate those thumbs up, and it let us know that we're headed in the right direction. And if for whatever reason you have to give it a thumbs down, give me some information to help me so I can get better, because I'm here to help you. Okay. And that's the reason we do these that's the reason I do the crafting tutorials, is so I can help others. Anything else? I don't think so. But you guys know my motto is each one reach one, so that each one can teach one. And you guys have an awesome day. All right, till next time.